I'm here at the Dawson Denim Design Studio and Workshop. It's in Hove, which is a suburb of Brighton, which is a seaside town 60 miles south of London. Everyone's heard of it. Brighton Rock, Graham Greene, etc. Mods, rockers. And I'm in a beautiful old mews. Must be at least 150 years old, from the Victorian period. Was a garage, and now it's this beautiful workshop. And I'm just about to watch Scott as he draws out and cuts a pattern in a chino style onto a textile which I've bought, a Selvedge denim, which I've bought into the workshop from men's file friends Candiani in Italy. So Scott, please go ahead and do your work and tell us what you're doing as you go.
Okay. Hi Nick. Yeah, this is chalking in the pattern for the chinos. All of our patterns are made by us. We cut them by hand in-house. We grade them all. And this is the pattern that we're using today. So that process has already been done, the cutting of the pattern. But just chalking it out onto your Candiani denim, which is interesting because it's there's a lot more movement to this than our Japanese denim. But
is that going to work with the chino, do you think? Will that give a nice drape, or... yeah, maybe it will.
It feels like it's around 10 ounce, which is the same weight as the fabric we use for our denim chinos. So yeah, it should be good.
I've only ever really worked with denim.
Has it always been menswear or a mixture of men's and women?
No, mixed. I've done some children's wear as well. I eventually moved over to Istanbul and lived up there for a year and a half.
To be close to the factory?
Yeah, so I could literally travel to laundries and factories and denim manufacturers quite quickly. The company that I worked for needed somebody out there, so I did that, which was great fun. I love Turkey, and I think they produce some really excellent products from there.
Scott, have you always been in the fashion industry?
No, I've done various different things. I studied fashion in 1992 at college for a couple of years, and then I dropped out, worked in a record shop.
I just kind of became really disillusioned with fast fashion and brands and the way we were producing too much, basically. So I came home one day and told Scott that I had the opportunity to volunteer a redundancy.
Yeah, I dropped out and worked in a record shop, and I bought a 1964 Resto Cow VW Beetle at the age of 17, and a drum kit and various different things. But anyway, skipping on, I then studied film and photography at Westminster University, and I've done set building, set design, all sorts of things, carpentry, joinery, but for the last 8 years I've just been on the tools in the workshop, and I've clocked up my Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000 hours worth of work now. So I think I can call myself a professional when it comes to sewing, or certainly cutting.
So he said go for it, and we took a little bit of cash and bought 3 sewing machines, turned our spare bedroom into a workshop, and started manufacturing these workwear aprons, which I'd been sort of busily collecting and hiding away. And then the likes of Selvedge picked up on them, Ace Hotel, and we started getting some big orders coming through, so we grew quite quickly.
Where is your shop? Where is your shop?
It's here.
Oh, is that you're talking about the front of the workshop, effectively?
The concept with this space was that a third of the workspace would be given away to a showroom cum shop, and because we make all of our own goods, everything is made here, we wanted people to be able to see where it's made, so which is our, I guess, USP.
There's a number of different components to a fly. For anyone who's ever made a pair of trousers, it's quite complex. Again, we use 7 machines in total to make these garments. Yeah, and most of our equipment is industrial. A lot of it's union special, but some of it's Juki, some of it's Reese. It pretty much dates from the 50s to the late 60s, all of our equipment in here.
You come here, you can see where it's made, and you can buy it at the same time. So
Do you measure people up, or do you just work with standard
we don't do
sizes?
bespoke because we just don't have time. If that side of the business grows more, then we'll look to do that. But I think at the moment we're kind of avoiding that. But we do custom hemming service here. So if you buy a pair of jeans, we can hem them for you, either on the day if we're not so busy, or definitely the next day.
Now these are your wide leg cinch back, is that right?
That's right, yeah. They're not finished completely yet, but we're going to hem them.
Let's watch this hemming. And tell me more about the machine that you're going to do the hem on.
So this is a 1957 Union Special 43200G, and it's a chain stitch machine, but it has a rolling attachment. So it can double roll a hem, and there were 3 series of this machine, a black version, this brown version, and then a yellow version. And what's interesting about it is that it sort of accidentally creates a roping effect on the hem, which I will show you. Scott, maybe you could get, can you get a pair of the worn ones from the shop? So you can see there's a kind of rippling here, and this is all due to the speed and the rolling attachment, which you don't really notice until you see
Scott's
something
going to
that's
show
been a
me
bit
some worn ones.
washed. So kind of,
yes.
this is what we call a roping effect.
Interesting. I'd noticed it, I didn't realise it was caused by that particular process.
Yeah.
Fascinating. I'm looking at the buttons, or the choice of buttons that might be used on my pants. I've got to decide black or brown. Kelly, tell me something about these buttons, where they come from and what jeans you use them on.
Sure, so these are Carozo buttons, which are ethically sourced and actually made in Britain by Courtney & Co. button makers. We've got a selection of them, different sizes and different rims, but we've picked out a black for you to use on these chinos, which we think suits the style.
So the features that are on these are the bar tacks on the pockets, and we've got Carozo buttons on the fly, plus also if we have a look inside, we have fully taped seams.
Oh, beautiful.
In fact, if you look underneath that is as a felled seam, which means it's the fabric going like that. We've got felled seams throughout, there's no overlocking on our trousers.
And you're going to finish them off with a 1.5 inch standard chino hem for me. Is that the idea, Scott?
Yeah, that's the idea, yeah.
Okay.
We want to get the length right.
Okay, so what a service this has been. This has really been fantastic for me to bring my piece of Candiani denim that I received directly from the factory when I visited recently, and to bring it to Dawson Denim in Hove, right in front of my eyes. Actually, in 2 sessions, they made me a pair of beautiful chinos in this high-tech denim woven on Selvedge looms. So high-tech and tradition together, and in many ways that sums up Dawson Denim, high-tech and tradition. Scott, thank you. Kelly, thank you. And I hope to come back to your studio again soon.
Thank you very much, Nick.